Joshua 10, verse 25. Then Joshua said to them, "Do not fear or be dismayed. Be strong and courageous, for thus the Lord will do to all your enemies against whom you fight." What it says. Plainly, Joshua is speaking after a dramatic victory in which God intervened for Israel. He issues a firm command: stop letting fear and discouragement run the show. Instead, adopt an attitude of strength and courage. The reason he gives is not because you're invincible, but because the Lord will act on your behalf. The guarantee rests in God's faithfulness, not merely in human grit. What those phrases mean today: do not fear or be dismayed, not a denial that danger or stress exist, but a command to refuse paralysis. Fear is often a thief. It steals clarity, kindness, and forward movement. Be strong and courageous. Courage here is practical steadiness, doing the right next thing even when you'd rather hide. Strength and courage are moral and spiritual postures, shaped by reliance on God and community, not by self-reliance alone. For thus the Lord will do. The outcome is grounded in God's involvement. That doesn't always mean instant rescue in the way we want. It means God is present and working, sometimes through people, circumstances, or long hidden processes. How this applies in our messy modern lives. Our enemies are often invisible: anxiety, debt, loneliness, chronic illness, workplace injustice, broken relationships, or the temptation to give up on what's good. Joshua's words call us to a posture, not a miracle checklist. They invite both faith and action. Trust God, yes, and take the practical steps courage requires. Practical steps to live this out. Name the fear. Putting words on it makes it less monstrous. Take one brave step. Courage compounds. One honest conversation, one application, one appointment with a doctor or counselor. Engage community. Joshua led a people. You weren't made for total isolation. Share the load. Anchor in God's past faithfulness. Remember times God carried you or others. Let memory strengthen hope. Be wise, not reckless. Strength is paired with discernment. Being courageous doesn't mean courting unnecessary danger. A sober encouragement. This verse isn't a promise of painless living, nor a blank check for triumph on our timetable. It is a promise that God participates in our real fights and calls us out of fear into faithful action. So, when your next giant shows up, whether a diagnosis, a broken relationship, or a daunting task, take a breath, stand firm, and step forward. You don't do it alone. A small, gentle nudge. Courage often looks like the quiet decision to keep going tomorrow. Be strong, be brave, and trust that the Lord is at work even through the slow, ordinary grit of life.